guys, welcome back to Cooking at Pam's Place. I'm Chef Pam and we're getting ready to make some creamy gratin potatoes on the stove top. They are amazingly delicious. I'm not going to waste any time today. We're going to dive right into the recipe and the ingredients. But before we do me a favor and subscribe to the channel. Turn on that notification bell so you won't miss anything. Now, as usual, I will have all the ingredients down in the description and exact measurements. Let's start off with the star of our dish, the potatoes. Now, I like to use the small mini potatoes, but you can use Yukon Gold, russet potatoes, whatever potatoes you want. But in using those potatoes, make sure you slice them really, really thin. That's going to be one of the key things to getting this dish done quickly. Also, I am using a white onion. You just want to slice your white onion and slice the slices in half. Now, one of the secrets to this being nice and creamy and on the stove top too is evaporated milk. Now, you can use whole milk or heavy cream or half and half, but the texture is going to be just a tad bit different. So, other ingredients that we have: parsley flakes, garlic powder, dehydrated onions, and a little Himalayan salt. Also, we need some butter. You're going to need a little flour, and I am using mild cheddar cheese. I don't care for the sharp cheddar cheese in this dish because it's real cheesy and it's real creamy. So I tend to go with the mild, but you can use your favorite cheese. So meet me at the stove so we can get this made. Okay, the first thing, boil that water and salt it up really good. Then we're going to add in our potatoes. Slowly put them in because that water's hot. Now, over at the stove, let's go ahead and start on the sauce. Putting some butter in to the skillet, getting it melted, and adding in our onions. Now, we want to cook our onions until they're nice and soft, but we don't want them caramelized. But when they start to turn a little golden brown like they're looking right now, go ahead, remove them, set them aside. After that, stick another pat of butter in the skillet because now it's time for us to also add some flour in and get our sauce made for our gratin potatoes. Once you put the flour in, just go ahead and let it cook a couple of minutes, no more than 2 or 3 minutes. You want to cook out that floury taste. You don't need that in there. So stir it up really good. And then after you get that stirred up, we're going to go ahead and add in our seasonings. We're adding in some Himalayan salt. We're adding in some garlic powder. And oh my goodness, if you all could smell this, it smells amazing. Go ahead, pour in your milk and whisk away. You need to whisk pretty fast. You want to whisk until it's really smooth, but whisk all the while you're pouring the milk in. Once you've got that really nice and smooth and it's going to start bubbling and thickening up. You can see it's thin right now and just watch. It's going to start to thicken up and that's what we want because at that point we need to add our cheese in. Going to add in some dehydrated onions first. Stir those in really well. They are going to go ahead and rehydrate throughout the rest of this process. Now, let's get this yummy cheese in again. You can use any cheese you like, but I'm going in with my mild cheddar right now. Go ahead, stir the cheddar in and make sure it's melted really, really well. Now, as soon as this cheese melts, go ahead and take the skillet off of the heat. Put it on another eye, sit it to the side, wherever you can, get it off the heat because the residual heat will continue to melt that cheese. Look how creamy and smooth that looks. Adding in little parsley flakes, that's optional, but I like it. You can also add in some thyme if you want a little different flavor. Then we're just going to stick it under the broiler for a few minutes after we go ahead and layer it up. First up, you're going to go ahead and put in the potatoes in the bottom. Spread them out really good, cover the bottom, but I always spray my casserole dishes no matter what I'm making first so that whatever's in it will come out with ease. The second layer, you want to go in with some of those onions. Be mindful because you're going to have 2 or 3 layers, so you need onions to go with all of those layers. After that, we're going to top it off with some of our sauce. Spread the sauce all around, and that's going to be amazing because when you cut into it, it's going to be all through it. Top it with cheese. Now we're going to continue this pattern with the potatoes, the onions, the sauce, and the cheese until we're done. This is the top layer. Make sure you spread the sauce all over the top layer really, really well. Then our last layer should be the cheese. So cheese it up at this point. Put the cheese all over it. Make sure you get those corners. Then we're sticking it under the broiler for no more than 2 or 3 minutes. And we are going to be done. Oh my goodness. We're out of the oven and look at it, guys. This is amazing. Thank you all so much for coming and hanging out with me today in my kitchen. I really do appreciate each and every one of you guys. Don't forget to give the video a like. Let everybody you know what Pam is doing over here, cooking up these easy, simple meals from scratch that you can make in your kitchen too. Don't forget to share the video out, and I will see you next time. The good Lord willing, and the creek don't rise. Delicious.